Sliding out in these Texas streets. What up, YouTube? Back at you. C. Jones Customs with another one. So today we're gonna have a little Ryker rap, R.A.P. episode 2 for you. So today, let's discuss what you do for the person that's never ridden a bike. You always seen them, you always wanted to be on a bike, or I just go off my own personal experience. I always wanted to be that guy on that crotch rocket at the red light. When that light turned green and you lift that thing up, I just always wanted to pop a wheelie. Won't be no popping no wheelies on no 3 wheels, you know what I'm saying? But hey, at least I'm gonna be fast enough. I'll be fast enough. Because with all the performance and everything that this monster got, please believe it's going down. So today, just gonna give you a quick rundown of what to do for that person that's picking up your bike. Like for me, when I went to get this thing from the dealer, y'all know BRP, we ain't gonna talk about them. We ain't gonna talk bad about them. I just want you to know, do your research on anything you buy, not just a Ryker, but any type of vehicle that you decide you want to get out there. Because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you. So I say that to say, I'm sitting in there, paperwork done, everything's done, completed. I'm ready to drive off. And I don't even know how to start the thing up because they ain't told me. So, do your research. Know what you're doing. So I'm gonna do a quick tutorial. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is, what the breakdown is, and what to look out for. So initially, what you want to do is know the sequence to start the bike. As you see, I have my dual intakes on, so I don't have the standard air box anymore, because when you start this thing up, you go through the sequence, which we're going to go through. You'll see, basically, it's telling you, the screen, your display is going to tell you to read the instruction manual, read the safety card before you crank the bike up. The safety card, what most people don't know, is it's inside this side of your airbox. You flip that down, it got your funnel for your oil, funnel, which you choose, oil, gas, whichever one you want to use it for. But you flip that down, it's a safety card in there that tells you about the bike that you're going to be getting on the ride. So what I'm going to do is go through the sequence. Guys, what I do is when I crank the bike up, I always check. Like I say, this Super C, like everybody ain't got one of these. Like this is my own creation. Everything on this bike was done by me. So if you got questions, whatever the case may be, let me know. I've gone through it, broken it down, changed the radiator, the whole 9. I've done everything to this thing. So this is Super C. Please believe. I got the tire pressure sensors in there. Sling-wise was my best friend, because in 2020, Sling-wise is what you had. Then you start seeing other vendors, and everybody started coming out with different things. But Sling Mods was my number one go-to. With that, so there's an app for pretty much everything that I do. The pedal commander, I don't keep it up here on display. I keep it inside the front, along with my my lithium power charger, onboard charger that I custom cut there, so I can just plug right in and go. I can put my extension cord in my backpack when I ride, and all the lights, all the music, all the everything. You might get low in yours going to limp mode, but that'll never happen to me again. I'll pull up, gas station, wherever, I'm gonna plug in and go. Let it charge for a few minutes and ride. But, so, back to the action. I'm gonna unplug the charger. I always make sure you follow the safety card to tell you some things, but nothing to tell you like it was my first time. So nothing to tell you what you need to know. You want to sit on the bike, check your mirrors. Once you crank it up, it's so loud because I got the loud pipe on there, silver turbos. So once you crank it up, you won't be able to hear me. You'll only be able to see the final actions that I'm telling you that I'm gonna do. So what happens is I always set my phone up, I crank the bike up, I check my settings, check my tire pressures. I check my settings. You better check your pedal commander because it's all about your wrist. And if you want that throttle response on go crazy, please believe you need to check that before you leave. That's very important for your safety. So, with that being said, we're going to get right to it. It's going to be pretty simple. Always make sure you got your helmet. You see my keys, my helmet, everything is in the corner is for the bike. But for the beginning rider, you won't have any of this. So I'm going to put my phone in my pocket. But now what you would typically do is I set up my phone, crank the bike up. If it's at night, boom, I get all the lights. You know how they go. If you haven't seen them, check one of my other videos. I got tons of videos out there. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, do the whole nine. I got all the content, everything that you might have seen, might have heard happens to these bikes. Doesn't happen to everyone. Like I say, this is a 2020. Still only got 2,200 miles on it because I've been doing all of this. I've been creating a monster. So now that the monster is created, it's time to ride. It's hot out here in these Texas streets, so you're going to see me riding a lot at night. You might see a little footage of that later on, but we're going to get this going. So for the beginning rider, you're not going to have the seat. You're not going to have the backrest. You're not going to have any of that. Just bone stop. Come in close. So we're going to get a good view of this side over here because this is going to be one of your main sides. So the main thing, the first thing is that you want to know, I have a jockey shifter here. So most of you, when you get your bike, you're going to, unless you buy a bike that's used, you're going to have just your regular shifter down here where they tell you to use your foot. All that's gone. I got the jockey shifter. It's 10 times easier. No strain. I don't have to do all of this, all of that extra exercise. I don't have to do that. So jockey shifter, it's in forward, reverse. The dash is going to tell you what that does. The next main thing is your parking brake. You can't do nothing with that parking brake up. So that parking brake can save you. That parking brake can save you. Also, the regular brake can save you. Save yourself by knowing your risk. If you get scared, my advice to any and every single soul, if you get scared on this bike and you've done too much with your wrist, let go. You might not be thinking that because you're scared, but let go. So don't just go. Don't go crazy and you've never been on a bike before. Don't go crazy. Respect the bike. Respect the machine and it'll respect you. And it will keep you safe. You do everything you can to stay safe because drivers aren't always looking out for riders. So outside of that, the next thing on this side is your brake. Of course, I got the bigger parking brake. Got the extended pedal there. So that's the next thing to save you. Use it. Use it. Don't be scared to use the brake. You might need it. Use it till you get fully comfortable. Use that parking brake. So now I'm going to go ahead and crank the bike up. I'm going to go through a little motion. I'm going to tell you what I'm about to do so that you see for the first time riding, because most times this is what you're going to do. The sequence is red button, ignition. Engage your ignition. You got to push your switch down. Once you push your switch down, you hit your gray button. When you hit your gray button, your illumination on your dash is going to come on. It's going to tell you to view the safety card. Boom. Nobody's going to view the safety card. Know your safety before you pull off. Next thing, you're going to roll your throttle forward. Forward roll. Because when you really engage your throttle, you roll backwards. So you're going to forward roll your throttle. That's going to remove your warning. Then, foot on the brake, gray button again. It's going to crank the bike up. Mine's loud, so I'm telling you all this before I get on here and get going. After that, it's going to be in park. So I'm going to release the parking brake, and it's going to show me whether I'm in forward or reverse. We're going to zoom in so that you see all that, but you won't be able to hear me because my pipes are loud. So when we get to that point, you will see I don't have mine set up where you see miles to empty on the gas, none of that. I'm used to it. It's my bike. I know what it's going to do. So my thing is the RPMs. If I set it on go crazy, when I get to about 1,000 RPM, 1,200 RPM, it's gone. So that's a simple turn. It doesn't take much, guys. So be careful. Like I say, wear your helmet, be careful. I'm not going to put my helmet on. I'm going down my street. But just so I show you how a quick, easy, until you get it. If not, it's going to go crazy. That throttle is going to do everything you allow it to do. So if you want to be cool and just go, be prepared. That back end will fishtail all day long, depending on how much power you got, what you've added, and what you're doing to it. I have a tune on mine and everything. This is Super C. It's not your regular Ryker now. It's not your regular Ryker. It's only a few guys out there with turbos that I got to stay in my own lane. But if you ain't got a turbo, come see me. Yeah, but that's what's about to happen. Boom. I'm going to crank it up. We're going to go through the motions, but you won't be able to hear. I'm going to stop talking because it's going to be so loud. You're going to see the display when my RPMs will be right here. When they hit 1650, this bike will move. So just know, I advise everybody to put your RPM display up and just ease on it until you feel that gear. Because this is a CVT engine. So when it moves, it's going to move. There's no changing or shifting gears. So as we do that, first thing, boom, engage your key. Get on your bike. Get comfortable. Get seated. Like this is your first time on here now, so you really don't know much of anything. We're going to flip down. Boom. There's your power. But one thing I forgot. So let me step back off because I forgot to disconnect my power source. That's different too. I don't know many of you that you won't have that kind of power source. I've seen a few different power options for you, but not this one. This is something totally different I got in there with a much larger battery and everything like that. So, as you see, it's reading safety card. Before operating, view the safety card. Read the safety card. So, to remove that, you roll the throttle forward. You hear the beep, foot on the brake, gray button again. Shut the engine off right there. It's hot out here, so I'm gonna finish this real quick. So that was the thing. So you guys saw that. If you hit it, it will go. But when I eased out the driveway, out the garage, the point, if you can see my lips and read my lips, it was for you to see, just to very lightly ease on it until you get comfortable. When you're comfortable, do what you like. But until you're comfortable, ease it. Watch the RPMs. I watched every inch of the RPMs between 1550 and 1650. You feel it engage. It's gonna sound like you're gonna hear a little knocking sound. That's your engine engaging. Once that happens, it's gonna start moving. And when it does, it's all downhill from there. As you see, when I got right here, I hit it just so you can see the difference. Ease it until you get comfortable. Once you have that level of comfort, then feel free to enjoy your ride, because it's definitely an amazing ride. And Super C don't play no games. So like I said, if you ain't got a turbo, you out here taking, let's get it. Let's hit that highway. Let's see. But until then, C. Jones Customs. Till the next time, we'll rap again on these Rykers. So this is Ryker Rap, episode 2, for the very brand new rider. So, until next time, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll answer questions. I'll answer anything. I'll answer questions, whatever you got. Send it my way. C. Jones Customs, out.